thing. It's not going to be a 1 month thing. It's not going to be a 2-year thing. But let us start something that other people will build on. So we exchange words, but we are very professional. So if you see me calling you and sitting in this gathering, it means that we are ready to move and reconcile with whoever that feel somehow about all of us in the process of leading the reconciliation activities. So it did not take long. He met his family, they had discussion, then he reached out to the both of us, and then we said, okay, we have to do it now openly to give you that authority. So finally, the superintendent and myself concluded that we will come here and say something verbally. But in our country, sometimes, if you just go verbal, sometimes the authority that person has, they say, oh man, they go just win one press conference, they just say, but we have documented with the term of reference that the will-be who we have identified to lead the process will work within. In the communication that we have, just to summarize, we are giving exclusive authority to Dr. Flomo to scout out among the religious community, mostly both Muslim and Christian, to look into the youth population, regardless of party affiliation, to look into the women organization, regardless of party affiliation, to look into the traditional community, regardless of where the person that will represent the traditional aspect stands politically, to bring all those together, including others that he may think and feel very, very important to the process, political party representation, so that all of us can sit, even the very legislative caucus that are chaired, the committee will have the right to cite us, so that we'll come before that committee and let everybody talk what in their mind, and the committee will take that decision to say X, Y, Z. Those are serving government, the superintendent office. If somebody thinks that something is wrong and they are not proceeding, all across the entire county, and he will be also left with the time frame, because it's not a cosmetic thing. We want it to be genuine. So we're not going to say, look, Dr. Flomo, we gave you 1 month, we gave you 3 weeks, so that we just hold everybody at the we'll go before everybody. No, we want him to take his own time to get the diaspora representation on this committee, that will have invitations sent to the mother organization, the UBCAA, so that they have their input, so that they can come down to their county and sit with the committee head and have discussion, so that all of us at one point in time now will get together and say, look, we're having this 3 days meet and greet and finalization of the reconciliation process, and a communique will be signed that will be left in the archive of our county history, so that others that will come, that will follow us, will say yes, because oh wait man, the Babi, something happened to Babi here, and that thing has not been resolved. And you know, the way Babi was removed, the way we got to look in our history. After that, what has happened? Other people have initiated some processes, but did they come to conclusion that a pathway should be formed and placed somewhere that people will come, rating that, look, these are processes and these are what we're supposed to do, so that they are left behind for people to come and see and ride it around. So it's going to be holistic, and that's why we have come, So I want to say thanks to Dr. Flomo for accepting a very critical role that he will find himself in. People will talk to him as we leave from here, barrage of criticism, barrage of things will be thrown at him. Why should you accept something like that? But that's what we are here for. To reconcile is not an easy task. It's a process. And you that are willing to do it, you should put everything behind you. Those that will criticize, you have to reach to them more. Those that will speak the worst about you, you have to convince them. So it's not going to be easy. Some people will even decide not to even say anything. And now they're starting that, even the church. That's why you're having the religious people. The church will be included. And thankfully, he's a member of that body. So he embodies all spheres of our political spectrum and religious, social, everything there. He's somebody that has been tested politically. He's in the religious cycle, in the NGO cycle, in the social development, in the education. I mean, it's a whole ballpark. And that's why to identify him took us some time. And we don't want to approach it when election is coming. That's why we are very, very, very intentional about it. We don't want to cosmetic thing that, oh, election is next week or next year. So they're trying to do something, hurry, 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 hurry. No, we're giving it a time. There will be a process of healing, process of venting out, and people will vent. And as they vent, he has to be there, he and his team, to work on this. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, I will now give the opportunity. I know the MC is here, to the moderator of this conference is here, the press conference is here, to the next speaker, after which, the others will come in. So, Madam Vice Juror of the President, before you make a statement, I will want to present to you, although we sign it, but you have to lead this process, you have to drive it as a mother and also a superintendent of the county representing the executive, so that you present it to Dr. Flomo at the conclusion of the statement, so that all of us have informed our colleagues in the House of Representatives and the Senate that the process of this nation has started, because we are subject of that problem, we are subject of that process. So sometimes we will not build consensus, because we ourselves, the caucus, we are subject of the reconciliation process. So we will not say everybody should agree, but I am the representation here as a caucus head. So I got to submit all of us to this process, because we ourselves, we are culpable. So by being culpable and giving that authority to the person that will lead it, it indicts all of us in the caucus to submit. So that's why I am the head that signed off on it, indicting all of us, so that the head of the committee can have oversight jurisdiction over us to say, yes, your leader submitted and we are now ready to call you. And we'll sit one by one or in a group for all of us to express what's the problem, why are we not holding together, whether it's just bad politics or personal. We'll be asked a question. So as you come up, I want to pass it on to you as a testament of our willingness to submit ourselves as a county caucus, so that the reconciliation process can go on unhindered. That all of us are subject to the committee's scrutiny and processes that will lead to a holistic reconciliation in our county. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Today is a great day for us. are Bongis. And we are long, prior to the war or post-war, we were noted to be the friendly and hospitable one. Today, everywhere around the country, you hear that we are the most difficult country. And in our hearts, we know that we are not, but we have some differences. So, when I took my seat in May last year, they said that I've always said we want one Bong. I am willing to say sorry to anybody who knowingly or unknowingly have offended. But how do we take this further? This has been our meeting back and forth. The concern has been, how do we put Bong County together? We went around asking, soliciting frank judgment, and we finally came to the senator saying that everybody sees that Dr. Mogana Flomo can lead this. We are thinking so that we didn't just handpick you. We were running behind the scene. Your people, your mothers, your children, somehow for our random assemblies have chosen. They say many are poor, but few are chosen. You have been chosen. My God. All of us, we are best that we can be able to bring our country to stability. And this decision is by God. And we gave you this dialogue with the conviction that we have to believe and trust in you. That you that will bring us back to post-war status. We are looking forward to you. You have the letter is here, but we will read your term of reference. And it says, term of reference of Bong County Peace and Reconciliation Committee. Develop and implement a comprehensive roadmap to reconciling citizens and residents of Bong County in ways to promote mutual cooperation and social cohesion. Carry out a awareness campaign via schools, churches, mosques, town hall meetings, focus group discussion, and various media platforms to educate citizens on the importance and benefit of unity. And peace, conflict resolution, social coexistence, and etc. in a bid to foster the development and progress of Bong County. More dialogue and reconciliation forums between and among different stakeholders as a means of understanding some of the specific issues leading to tension, disunity, and lack of collective support to the development of the country. Plan and hold reconciliation conferences and other activities to bring together stakeholders from across various vice as a testament of citizens' willingness to trash their differences and work together to move the country forward. Develop a framework for sustaining and maintaining peace and mutual coexistence among the citizens and residents. Develop and implement a monitoring and evaluation plan to track the success of the initiative across all the phases. Engage in any other activities that the committee may deem necessary for fostering unity, peace, reconciliation. So that we want to say that you are being chosen by us and by God. You as a man of God and as one son of Mogana, we give you this plan in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Spirit.
Okay, so thank you very much. We will take this time to hear from the chair of the Peace and Reconciliation Committee. So after which we will take a few questions from the media to the leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Superintendent, our Senator Prince Moy, Senior, Director General of BlackRock here, Mr. Deputy Minister of Finance, the press, citizens of Bong County, our traditional heads, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say that I'm very happy for today. And for this occasion, I'm happy because this occasion is talking about ensuring that we live together as one people. Yes. I'm happy because I know that it is impossible to succeed while we fight one another. I'm happy because I know that this task is achievable. We are people of peace. We are known for that. And that's why people usually say the parent man is stupid. Right?
Yes.
And that is something we should take pride in. That stupidity they talk about does not mean we don't have sense, but it means we are able to accept other people. Regardless of what people do to us, we are able to accept and live on with them. So we should be proud of ourselves and ensure that we maintain this not only with strangers, but among ourselves. That the same way we accept strangers, even if they wrong us, we should be able to accept one another. We are all aware that even in the home, among the children, the parents and the children, the father and the mother, something will always happen. But say the family holds together and the family does not take those things that happen more than the value of the family. And as Bong County, we are one family. And we should do everything we can do to hold together. That is the only time we will do those big things that people think we cannot do. Why do you think others can do it and Bong County cannot do it? So like the senator said, yes, I listened to him this morning on the radio. There are issues. Yes. But we can trash them out. What matters is for us to be willing to do it. And someone has to agree. And someone has to be asked to do it. So I was asked to do it. But can I do it alone? No. You and I will have to do it together. We have to sit and identify the issues. Because we can only solve a problem when we know what is responsible for that problem. So since we have the time to be able to identify those issues that are attempting to divide us. I'm saying attempting because I don't agree 100% yet that we are divided. But these things are attempting to divide us. That we can identify them and get them out of the way so that we work together as one people. Somebody will say, but the guy sitting here talking and the senator fought over one thing before. And during that time, we will say all kinds of things. That is because at that time, certain things must be done and we want it. It's just that on the football field, I've always said this. We should see politics as the same way we see football. We are from the same room, we sleep on the same bed, but we play on different things. When we go on the field, we kick one another. But right after the game, we should know that we were playing. The game is over and we have to go together as friends. So we can come from the field. Then I tell my brother, because you kicked me while we were playing, I will never forgive you until I pay my dad or tell my children that may kick me on the field. Then it means I don't want the family to hold. So this is an opportunity for Bong County to come back.
Yeah.
To come back to a status where we were once. And people respected us. And people valued us. Let's bring those values back on the table so that we move forward. Having said these few words, I want to officially say that I accept this. And that you should pray with us and join us for us to work together. And let me start the ball rolling. When Senator won, right after the election, here I went on Super Bongies. Yes. We went on Super Bongies and we had a talk show. I said, but Senator has won, he's our senator and he's our leader. And all of us should do everything to give him the support. One day you will get there and you will want the support. So if you don't give it to the other person, do you want other people to give it? You are not going to get it. So, ever since, whatever we did to one another, we forgive one another, we reconcile ever since.
Yes, that's it.
And this is what it should be.
Yes.
This heart is too precious for us to keep things and keep weight on it. Life is too short for us to keep heavy weight and burden on our heads, holding things against one another. We are just passing through. We will soon be out of here. The question will be, what did we leave behind? And that is what all of us are fighting for. The legacy, that difference that you will make to stand out extra among everybody. So this is time for Bong County to make that difference, to leave that legacy. I also want to use the opportunity to start the ball rolling by saying, whoever I have wronged, I will start by saying sorry. And I'm open to hear you too. I'm only leading the process, but I'm not a saint, right?
Yeah, no, sure.
I'm only leading the process. So I'm also open to hear from you. But as I've said here, I'm sorry. Sincerely, I will keep telling you I'm sorry. Because we have to work together as one people so that our county can move forward. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, thank you so much. We will take 5 questions, but those questions must be consistent with the discussion here. This is not a political discussion, it's strictly reconciliatory, so that we should take it that way. And so we're taking 5 questions. And 7, West, just raise your hand if you 1, 2, West. 5 questions. Okay, 7.
Dad, thank you very much. My concern is, recently you were on the radio criticizing the Mogana administration for its failure to deliver the dividends of democracy back to its people since assuming power. How independent would you be as a quote-unquote ranking member of the CDC, your status then, to spearhead the reconciliatory process in Bong? Secondly, onto that, you had a rough edge with Representative Marvin Cole. He bragged about orchestrating your dismissal from government. Since the election, what's the relationship between you and him? Or are you sure that he could heed to your reconciliatory process?
Thank you very much. We as political people have to point at things when we think things are not going right. In leadership, you need to have people who can say this is not right, and then the sound leaders will listen to what you have said and make corrections. So you cannot keep quiet. When you think something is not going right, it is important to voice it. That does not mean you are against the leader, but you are telling the leader, you are calling the leader attention to what should be done and how you think that thing should be done for your community, for your organization, and your country to move forward. So when you hear us talk things about the government, we are calling their attention to do the right things so that all of us as citizens can benefit. We don't hate, we don't have hatred in our heart against the government. So that is that for the interview we had. If you call Representative Cole and ask him, he will tell you that I called him several times. Some days he answers the call and some days he doesn't answer, but he will confirm that he sees my missed call. And sometimes he answers. Right? I don't hold things. But here, Senator, during the elections, we used to call one another. We used to call. I used to call him. And he used to call back. If he missed my call, see my missed call, he will call back. Even though we were fighting for the same seat. So I hold nothing. You saw that in 2023, I supported, I'm not a member of CDC, but I supported CDC. In 2023, during the election, you heard me on the radio, right? And that is where Honorable Cole comes from. So if I had something against him, I wouldn't have done so. So we don't hold things, but we speak on things when people need to hear, and we are not hearing people talking about those things.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flomo. As you said, you're not a saint, and you've participated in 2 heated senatorial elections. There were exchanges. It is clear that you have gone against people in the county also similarly as they have done. Do you stand prepared as the head of this committee to recuse yourself when there are issues against you?
Of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so my name is Matade Koli, I report for the Women's TV. I'm concerned to know when do we expect to see this exercise commencing. And a follow-up to that, if individuals are called together to a reconciliatory meeting and others, insist not to attend, what do you do in making sure that everyone comes together?
Thank you. The process has started. It started today. We have been given the task, and we are told what to do. A roadmap is given to us to follow. So first stage is to identify those people that will work with us on the team to make the activities go on smoothly. So we started already, and we are going to continue, although we will do an official plan after identifying the others. We'll have a meeting, come up with a plan that we will submit to the county authority. But we can tell you that the activities are started. Before calling you to public, we will come to you behind closed doors first. Right? Our approach will be to reach to you first and talk to you one-on-one before coming to the public. So if we know when we talk to you and you have Bong County at heart and you have the future generation, the book of Proverbs, let me read small. The book of Proverbs chapter 13 talks there about a good man planning for the future generation and not for today. This is one of the biggest investments we can do as a county for the future generations. To make sure that the children see us coming back together and they learn from us how to live in peace, how to reconcile with one another. So we will talk to our brothers and our sisters behind closed doors if we see that we have any of them that will have issues that will want to stop them from solving, that we'll talk to them behind closed doors first.
Mr. Flomo, the concern is Bong County citizens have had the notion that it is impossible to have the county reconciled. Those that are following right now, what would be your own statement to them with regards to your own position that you are serving now?
Well, it's not impossible. I believe that it's not impossible to reconcile Bong. The key thing is sitting down and discussing the issues and telling someone sorry when they express their hurt and accepting that you have wronged someone. I think the approach we are going to use has not been used before in terms of the activities and having those focus group discussions and those small workshops and all those things we're going to be doing, right? Because the thing here, I hope everybody is not thinking that it's just political. It's more than just politics, right? What is happening in the country is even professional, even among you journalists. We need to reconcile you because some of you don't talk to your colleagues, right? How do you move forward? So everywhere there is something that needs to be done. So we are not going to leave any group untouched. We're going to involve everybody so that we solve this problem once and for all.
Thank you, gentlemen, and that does it for this press conference. We will now take a group photo, but the first day
Before we close.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one thing the journalists did not ask is what would be the source of funding for the committee. I want to be on record because we can't leave from here with doubts in our mind.
Exactly.
We have pleaded with the viceroy of the president. This is a county initiative. It would not be funded from individual pocket so that the committee seems to be compromised. So we heard that the county council is still in committee room. So as head of the Bong Legislative Caucus, we have instructed the viceroy of the president and the superintendent of the county to move into committee room and make a case before the final resolution of the county in the special sitting is over, to make available funding that all of us will say, yeah, the county invested this money to see genuine reconciliation, and we must expect it. It's not a Moi reconciliation team. It's not Superintendent Norris reconciliation team. It's not the Director General of LACRA or the Deputy Minister or the traditional council head or whoever. It is about Bong County. And Bong County money should go to where Bong County money is supposed to be. Huh? Yeah. So, as the council is now in committee room to bring out their final deliberation, it's like this meeting and this initiative is timely, so that they can say, oh, but we not go to county sitting, nothing there. So immediately proceed to where the council is meeting and make the case on behalf of the county that this is the most important thing that the citizens are yearning for, and it should be recorded that a provision, because when you say they're renovating the administrative complex, oh man, what are you using the money for? They put the money to the superintendent, oh, what are you using the money for? They put the money to the rehabilitation of the president, oh man, it's not necessary. Development project across the county, 400 and some, oh man, they're not something. But I think there is one thing that even civil society member will not have anything to say on, because the county should own it. So there should be an appropriation, sizable amount that will make the committee start to work like 2 weeks ago. No give and take about that. So that's the caucus plea to you. And as head of the caucus, we have passed on our quasi-legislative function to the council. So all we can do is when we have issue, we'll pass it through you to make it part of your plan, because it works like the same way the budget can come. The proposal comes from the executive to the legislature, then we deliberate and pass on. So in this case, you are the legislature, you are the executive, and you go into the quasi-legislative power body that is the council to make a representation while the budget is still with the legislature. So you see that? So nobody will come and say, but if the budget passed or the council passed on the activity before the superintendent went there. And you saw the budget manipulation case out here. They didn't know that the president had made a proposal when the budget was with the Senate. So when we included the proposal in it, and then it came out and said, no. That's not what the House passed on. The Senate passed on different thing. But the president knew that the budget was not passed in totality. So he quickly proceeded to where the budget was stopped to make that new input. And that new input was meant to go back to the House of Representatives, and that's how we had the concurrence. So you will not be late. If 150,000 will be sought as an initial, because I'm told it's sitting in April also for the yearly budgetary process of the county. But this is an emergency sitting. So if that initial before the council, before the committee can come up with their full activities, and get me right, a projection of a committee's work does not mean that the committee will consume all the money if their scope does not require them to use the money. Yes. What they will bring, and will be scrutinized, will be looked at, and then they can say, oh yeah, although the council approved this, but this is what actually you can work in. So we are not going to spend the balance. That's how budget work. So I hope when something is projected, it will not be seen again in the public until the committee can be informed that the chair said, so that they deliberate on the function of the committee and cost them step by step. And that total is going to take some time. But while they're doing that, the emergency sitting will be concluded next week. We cannot wait for that. So it's better the superintendent make a proposal, additional proposal to the council, so the council can project something, just in case. If it is lower than what their actual work will be, that balance will stay with the county. If it is more, then it prepares them to go to the April sitting and appropriate the balance. So I just wanted the press to carry that, so that I say, oh yeah, not waiting, not nobody thing. That's why everybody will be free to talk, because the council will not be in anybody's pocket. It's independent, and their activities will be funded by the county. That means that everybody down to the least person in the county that have money they're using, so they will be answerable to them at the end of the day. That's all I wanted to add as a piece.
Thank you.
Okay.